Welcome back to MS General Repair. Today we're working on this Huskevarna lawn tractor. Aside from needing a general service and tune-up, it's got an electrical short, so it's not running. I've got it in the garage here. I don't have a whole lot of space, but we're in the middle of a heat wave, and it's too hot to stick it outside where I have more room. So anyway, there's nothing happening when you turn the key to start the machine, and I pulled up a wiring diagram, a harness diagram, and the schematic for the electrical. And there's a 20 amp fuse underneath the battery box. So I checked that, and sure than hell that fuse was blown, and it was in pretty nasty condition. So I put a fuse in and thought, well, maybe I just got lucky. Maybe that fuse is just contaminated from moisture and everything else. So I put a new fuse in, and as soon as I tried to start it, that fuse blew. So I started looking around, and one of the other things that it came in with was the engagement lever for the PTO was bent way up, so it was touching the steering wheel. So I got that supported and rebent it down to where more or less should be, and it took quite a bit of force and a cheater bar on there, and a monkey wrench to support the vertical piece of shaft there ahead of the 90-degree bend to get that down. So somebody got frustrated and really gave that thing a yank to bent it. So, you know, there's not a lot that you can see on this. All the wiring is tucked, and but I know that, you know, it's got a dead short, and I was going to start tracing that out, and I said, well, let me, you know, visually, let me start with the PTO mechanism, because that's got safeties on it, and if somebody bent that arm, that handle, then maybe they twisted something inside of it also, that's shorting out the wires. So what I've already found is that it looks like at some point recently somebody's put a new PTO cable in it, and if you can see right there, the blue and black wires are wrapped right around that PTO cable, and also these orange ones are wrapped right around the PTO cable. Now the blue wire is a hot lead, and I put this back together so I could show you, but there's one dead short right there, right where that blue wire was going around that cable. And I don't know if the camera's going to be able to show you that or not, but it's right. It's not really picking it up, but it's that cable has worn through the black, which is a ground, and the blue, which is a hot, and those power the hour meter. So as soon as you turn the key to on, that blue becomes live, and there's one short. Now also over here orange wire, and looks like maybe another black wire. Those are going over the cable too, and those go to the headlight switch. So I'm going to get this to where I can repair those wires, and then we'll see if this thing's going to start or not. I mean, there's not a lot I can show you because it's in very cramped quarters underneath that dash panel. But we'll see what we can do, and let me see if I can get those fixed up, and then we'll bring you back. Thanks. Okay, so I had to pull the steering wheel off to be able to pull the dash panel off because there's just no way I could get enough clearance in there to repair these wires. And here, at least now you can see the blue and the black wires right there. They're rubbed right through. The blue wires are hot, going to the hour meter, and this is the new what seems like new, because everything's much cleaner than the other cables. Somebody put a new PTO cable on here, and when they put the new PTO cable on, they didn't keep it clear of these wires, and so that's the cause of a dead short, and hopefully the only dead short, because you can burn a lot of time tracing out wires looking for a short. So if that's the only one, I'd consider this a bonus. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those two wires. I've got butt connectors, you know, weather tight ones that have heat shrink ends on them. So I'm going to put those wires back together with the heat shrink butt connectors, and that'll make it pretty weather tight, and it'll take care of that short. So let me get that done, and we'll give you another look. Okay, so I've got the wires repaired, and now I'm going to throw the dash back in position, get everything plugged back in, and then I'll see if my short has disappeared. And if that short's gone, then I'll put a fresh fuse in it, and we'll see if it starts and runs. Okay, so I got it somewhat back together a little bit, and the short is gone. You turn the key on, and now the hour meter displays, and the fuse doesn't blow, and the engine will kick over. So now I'm going to put the rest of the dash back together, kick it outside, let it run for a bit to warm up the engine, then I'll drop the oil in the oil filter and get going on the regular service that it's in for, as well as the electrical problem. So we'll get going on that.